Hi YouTube, this is Bonnie with another unboxing of a very brand new tarot deck. And I believe, well, this is the Shadowland Tarot. As you can see, I just received it this morning from Amazon. And I believe this was released just a few days ago on the 28th. Actually just a couple of days ago, and that's when I first became aware of this deck. And I did see a run-through, a walkthrough of it, and I knew it was something I had to have. So the Shadowland Tarot is by Monica Bordisky, and I believe this is by put out by Red Feather. So far the box reminds me a lot of the Everyday Enchantment Tarot by Poppy Palin that they put out, you know, the long box. And let's get this plastic off so it's not reflecting, glaring so much. I did add a little bit of lighting even though it's about 11:30 in the morning, but it's a rainy, gray day here in Central Texas. So I hope the lighting won't be too glary. But otherwise, I think it would be too dark, and I really want you to see the cards. All right, so let's look at this. There's a little introduction by Benabel Wen. Monica Bordisky's heartfelt and mystical Shadowland Tarot will bring out the playful child in you, guiding the seeker through powerful soul searching and healing. A speculative art style means universal archetypes to produce a delightfully witchy tarot deck. Shadowland Tarot is a revelatory light for your journeys through the shadows. And Benabel Wen is the author of the Holistic Tarot and the Spirit Keepers Tarot, both of which I do not have. I missed out on the Spirit Keepers Tarot, and I know many of us have, but some of you who were able to jump on it, lucky you. And I do mean to read her book at some point. Going to the back, I'm trying to see, I did get a few dings in the box, but you know, coming from Amazon and those flimsy envelopes, it's hard to avoid. And this deck, as I understand it, is supposed to be for shadow work, primarily a deck made for shadow work. I know a lot of us use the name is escaping me. The deck by Patrick Valenza, you all know what I mean. It'll come to me at some point, which I use as well. Oh, there's another forward by Arwen Lynch Poe, the author of Secrets of the Mystic Grove and Practical Tarot Wisdom. So this offers an easy-to-use and in-depth method of accessing, integrating, and healing your unresolved issues or trauma for any level of reader interested in exploring the shadow sides of personality. Say hello to 78 pieces of your personality you have kept locked in the shadows. Very, very intriguing. And then there's, I love the color scheme, the yellow and the black, the bat. Yeah, that looks like the Red Feather insignia. So let's turn it around. Nice sturdy cardboard box. I love the yellow. Mine's got something glue, a little ink. I know, I'm so anal about that, but nice chunky guidebook. Very nice. And let's look here. So the box, they've smartened up and not did what I think they did with the Marielle Tarot, where the cards go sliding in once you unwrap them, and they've got thumb holes, so these are solid. They can't go sliding anywhere. But I think once you take the plastic band off, you know, they'll kind of slide outwards. But it's a magnetic closed box, which is very good. It's matte. And let's take a look at the guidebook really, really quick. Or do you want to look at the cards? Let's look at the cards so you guys can check out if you don't want to look at the guidebook. All right. So we're going through the cards. Let's see if we can get in closer because I really want you to see them. And that's the whole point of the video, right? Anyway. Let's see if I can get, how about there? All right, so these are gilded gold. Probably being a mass market deck, I hope it doesn't happen, but I could see these chipping, you know, to where it flakes off. I've had that happen with other mass market decks, you know, but hopefully it won't. Hopefully when they're done well, they just kind of wear in nicely, but we shall see. Let's look at the backs. I could see how some might not be attracted to the cutesiness of this. It's a little bit of Nightmare Before Christmas-ish with these little swirls, but it kind of, a hybrid of Dark Mansion, Tarot, and something else that comes to mind. But the cardstock is very matte. It's not glossy at all. It's a very matte cardstock, which in my book is a good thing. They're standard tarot size. They are sticking a little bit together, and I think that's just because of the gilding. Yeah. It's because of the gilding, and they will need to be broken in a little bit. So nice matte cardstock, and see it's still sticking a bit, but it's sturdy. It's very sturdy. It looks like it, I don't know, maybe 320 GSM, if I had to guess. But it's very, the corners are rounded. They do feel good in the hand. They're not sticky or glossy, so that's a good thing. So, it looks like they renamed the Fool card. It is the Seeker. And, wow. I'm just looking at this. I hope you can see it okay. I can see, and I'm not going to pause for every card because it'll take too long, but it's interesting how the head has fallen off, and the Seeker is going to go by their intuition, leap of faith. It's kind of a jump. And this is the Magician with all his tools. He's got the 3-leg. I think in some of the, look at the table legs, they're all different. There is so much in these line drawings, sketch drawings. I think you'll get something out of it, something different every time you read with this deck. We'll glance at the pull a card and read from the book and look at the book, but oh my goodness. Okay, I'm going to try not to use the word adorable. Okay, this deck reminds me of a marriage. So if Dark Mansions and the Little Monsters or Whispering Spirits Tarot, they all had a baby together, all three of them. This is what it reminds me of. the Empress. Is the Empress being depicted as some kind of a dryad? It seems so. So many things in her tree. My goodness, so adorable. And these cards are unobtrusively numbered, so up at the top, so that's good. The Emperor. Sense of humor in the deck, and yes, these cards are sticking a little bit. The Hierophant. Wow. His roots to the ground, horns. Now this would be a Shadow Hierophant for me. The Hierophant is a triggering card for me, as I've mentioned, I think, before in one or two of my other videos. So is the Hierophant being depicted in the Lover's card as well? It almost seems the same, except he's wearing a crown. He's got there's trees growing out of his head. But it looks like the very same picture. The Lovers, so maybe a marriage of philosophies or different ways of thinking in this. Interesting. The Chariot. A creepy little figure. You can't see the face. It's covered by the hair. Let's see if I can get down a little bit lower so you can see this. Little fluffy, look like dust bunny spider creatures. Strength. So, different depiction of strength. We've got the barbell here, so represents the brawn. But we also have the two different combined here. This is the brawn, maybe, the outer strength. This is the inner strength. It looks a little more fragile, but, you know, it's not what's depicted on the outside, it's what's on the inside. The Hermit. I love this depiction of the Hermit. The Wheel of Fortune. Very visually showing the turn of fortune. One just barely hanging on, one sitting pretty. Justice. As a tree, we've got the eggs on one side and the living hatched bird on the other. Which one is worth more? Which one is the wise owl going to choose? Which one is going to gain the favor of the wise judge? Yeah. Which one is worth more, the existing or the soon-to-be existing? Kind of reflects the current climate right now, what you hear, what's going on in hospitals with the shortage of respirators and choices that are having to be made. You know, it's kind of a form of justice that, well, is it justice? How can you make those hard choices? Sorry, don't want to, it is a shadow deck, so if I'm going into a dark place, I apologize. The Hanged Man. This is kind of he's a bat, but he kind of almost looks kind of a wolf-like with that head. Ugh. Death. That looks like a plague, almost like a plague mask, those medieval plague masks. But there's death depicted, but there's also rebirth. Temperance. I can't wait to read this book because these are different. It's kind of like its own thing. And I guess because it is meant to be a shadow deck, it is going to be its own thing. Temperance. The devil. He's got everything here. He's got the airplane whizzing in the back. All kinds of vices here. Headphones. And he's pointing to a direction. Money. You know, some things that aren't necessarily bad in and of themselves, but, you know, it's moderation in all things, and this depicts excess. Tower. This creature is falling head first, but he's using an umbrella to break the fall. It's almost as if he's in denial. And reminds me of the, you know, 7 stages of grief. You know, denial is in there. Usually denial is one of the first. Excuse me. The star. I love how the little humanoid fantasy creature has a tenuous hold on its star. A thin, tenuous hold. The moon. And you can see the artwork. I could see this almost as a fairy tale book, a children's book, with some of the scarier pictures depicted as, you know, things that we thought in a child's mind, things that go bump in the night. It also reminds me a lot of Maurice Sendak's Where the Wild Things Are. It kind of has that vibe to it a little bit, the artwork. This is a mask on the moon. And they do have the little crayfish in it as a symbol of the RWS system. Again, we've got the sun, but the tenuous hold on the sun. Sun has got kind of a sly, creepy grin. Look at the sunflowers, also are creepy. Again, I can see this card depicting, you know, how much we try to sometimes convince ourselves that everything is sunny and nothing is wrong, and we push parts of our personality down, and this is our what we want to show to the world. You know, either with our clothes, our persona, when really this is not what we're feeling inside, but we work hard to hold on, and we hold on to that outer persona tenuously because we don't want to be judged, or we don't want to confront those negative aspects of our personality. Discretion. I love how they have the owls in here. Always a symbol of discernment, reflection, perspective, wisdom. So discretion is judgment in lieu of the judgment card. The world. Traditional and yet not traditional. The Ace of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles. Now, it looks like this Two of Pentacles creature is not having as successful a job. It's struggling a little bit to keep everything in balance. The Three of Pentacles. Ta-da! Look what I did. As somebody is looking on. Is this person telling him what to do? Is this person, have they been working together? Has this one been largely doing the work and this one just kind of supervising? Is it really a team effort for the success? Who's going to get the laurels and the praise for the completion of this project? The Four of Pentacles. Now he's very much holding on tightly to his material wealth. Or it could mean, you know, any other resource that we have, emotional or material. The Five of Pentacles. You see this little forlorn creature looking at the abundance over here at this campsite. Maybe he's hungry. Maybe a reflection of how sometimes when we need the help, we're too proud to have it or to ask for it, even though it's there and we know it's there. We see it's there, but what's holding us back from asking? Usually pride. The Six of Pentacles. This looks to be a very, very positive card with a little vampire creature. Sharing or receiving, you know, they're doing a switch off here, and it's going on down here as well. The Six of Pentacles. I'm sorry, the Seven. This little creature is working hard, feeding his garden. Is he going to get out of it what he put into it? The Eight of Pentacles. I love the use of the sugar skulls here. The Nine of Pentacles. So is our surroundings almost like a gilded cage that we create for ourselves? You know, we obtain a certain amount of security, but is it really just security or is it a prison? You know, a cage is a cage. You're not free, no matter what form it takes. So, for all your hard work, what have you created for yourself? A sanctuary or a prison? The Ten of Pentacles. This little tree wants to give, but at the same time, it looks like a dying tree. I'm going to be very excited to go through this book, The Page of Pentacles. Let's see the little books here on the side. It's holding creatures. And yeah, this book, I can't wait to go through the book. So let's try to get through the cards a little quicker. I know I'm so bad. Knight of Pentacles. This is supposed to be a first impressions and not an in-depth look through. Or Queen of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. Yeah, I'm going to try not to examine each card too closely because we'll be here forever and I do really want to get to the book. The Ace of Swords. So it'll be feathers here. This is traditional depiction, but with a vampire. Three of Swords. This is interesting. He's wearing his heart on the outside, but he doesn't look too fazed by what's going on. The Four of Swords. Could this person have been here in this possession so long that they've become complacent? You know, there's a good thing about, it's good to take a time out once in a while to rejuvenate and recharge, but don't stay there too long or life becomes stagnant. Five of Swords. Six of Swords. Now, are you truly escaping from a bad situation, or is it still following you in one form or another? Sometimes escape is not running away, or escape is not always the best thing. Sometimes you need to confront and deal with the problems. Because sometimes just moving a location, you know, whatever your situation is could still be following you. Oh my, the Seven of Swords. We've got a situation here. The Eight of Swords. Always look at the eights. And a little bit sticky. I can tell, you know, from the cutting. Yeah, it got a little bit of rough edges. The Eight of Swords. So it'd be easy to get through these feathers, but it looks like he's wrapped up pretty tightly. But he could use his beak to kind of loosen those bandages. Now this is every child's nightmare, the Eight of Swords. Now, if you have arachnophobia or hate anything spidery, this is not the deck for you. Or it is. It'll help you confront your fears. So the little vampire child is afraid of the spidery figures. Yeah, the things that go bump in the night. Oh my, the Ten of Swords. A little poppet. Or, you know, little voodoo doll or... Somebody really has it in for somebody. The Page of Swords. She's levitating. The Knight of Swords. I love this. Queen of Swords. Is she levitating? No, she's got like bird feet. She's facing forward. I thought she was facing backwards because of the hair, but no. There's a lot of this person or creature depicted with the hair covering the true self. A disguise. What are we using to disguise ourselves? King of Swords, Ace of Wands, Two of Wands, the Three of Wands. This almost looks Kraken-like. He's lighting the way, almost like a lighthouse, but what awaits this ship if it takes this path? The Three of Wands. The Four of Wands. Somewhat traditional depiction with a twist. So these do, in a sense, for the most part, follow RWS, but with a twist to make it's kind of its own thing. Six of Wands. Oh, looks like a piece of candy on the floor. No, levitating again. Seven of Wands. Is that a volcano? Or is this energy that she's creating? To read the book. Same person. Little witch with brooms. Eight of Wands. Knight of Wands. I love this. Can you see the book? It almost seems to be saying no. The Ten of Wands. Okay. This could be reflecting, you know how we sometimes make things much harder for ourselves than they need to be. I wonder if it's the apple that's the goal, and he's carrying all these other logs just to get to that apple, but he really could have just picked up that log. Page of Wands. The Knight of Wands. This creature reminds me of the children's film that was out, I don't know, 15 years ago with Vin Diesel, with the robot. I can't remember the name. Oh my gosh, I can't remember the name, but Vin Diesel did the voice. I think Jennifer Aniston provided the voice of the mother. Let me know in the comments if you remember, because I know one of my oldest son had the the 12-inch action figure, and I can't remember the name of the film right now. Queen of Wands. The King of Wands. The Ace of Cups. Oh, I love this ace. Two of Cups. They're connecting, but almost not quite there. It's going to be a superficial. There's all kinds of connections. Superficial, deep, somewhere in between. Three of Cups seem to have made this positive. The Four of Cups. This could be like the overthinking card. You've already decided on something, but then you're overthinking your decision. And so you're paralyzed, analysis paralysis kind of thing. Aw, he's got a Creature of the Black Lagoon kind of look to him, the Five of Cups. These look like cans of paint, or spray paint cans. Six of Cups, a little tea party. Love the Seven of Cups, cup of choice. Some of these choices look better than others. The Eight of Cups. This is interesting. If you can see all these things, these containers, there's embalming fluid, preservatives on this one. How long do we stay with the same old situation? How long do we try to preserve the status quo, even though it's no longer serving us? And how long does it take for us to get the courage or decide to walk away? Interesting. The Nine of Cups. Adorable. I mean, for a shadow deck, you can see that these were made to be non-threatening, but you can still see the shadow in it. The Ten of Cups. Paint. Paint cans. Interesting. Page of Cups. The Knight of Cups. Love a mermaid creature. The Queen of Cups. Now, I don't know. I have to dig deep into them, but I almost would have switched these, but that's just how, you know, I would see the Queen and the King of Cups. Okay, so those are the cards. They are very, 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 very stiff. Let me come back out again a little bit. I like that they're a nice matte cardstock. The Everyday Enchantment Tarot is a nice matte cardstock. It's not gilded though. So these will take a little more working in. The Everyday Enchantment, those cards were bigger, wider. These are more standard tarot size. For you riffle shufflers, oh, I can't even bend them. And I have small hands, but that was about as good a riffle as I could get. They do need working in, and to be truthful, I don't know how well this gilding is going to hold up. I hope it wears in nicely, but since it's a mass market deck, I have my doubts. You know, it's a nice touch. I almost would have I think I would have preferred them edged in black, but you know, it's nice when they do a little something extra for a mass market deck. All right, let's move on to the book really quickly and just see how it's laid out. I need to get up a little bit higher. Nice. The book is glossy. Yeah, it's Red Feather who published this. And it looks, you get, let's look. So you get a foreword by Liz Dean, a preface, introduction, then you go through the cards. Then there's how to use the cards, card layouts, tarot, frequently asked questions, conclusion and notes, and a bibliography. So I love this. So it looks like the creator, Monica Laborsky, is the author. Also, she created the Lucky Lenormand. Wow, I have to read all this. There's a preface, talks about Greek mythology and Carl Jung. There's an introduction. There's a quote by Pamela Coleman Smith. Use your wits, use your eyes. Perhaps you can use your physical eyes too much and see only the mask. Find eyes within. Look for the door into the unknown country. Okay, so she has a House of Shadows Lenormand and the Lucky Lenormand. If you have either of those decks, please let me know. And what do you think of them? Are they still available? I'm going to have to check that out. So it's going to go into the cards. And I am going to move some of this back. Let's see. So you do get a pretty good sized color picture, and the paper is a really nice semi-gloss. You get a little quote, you know, just a little saying for the card. You get the card, keywords, shadow meanings, and a message. And then you get reflections, and these would be like good journaling prompts. For instance, the seeker or the fool. In the reflections, what am I seeking at this stage in my life? Am I feeling reckless? Do I feel stuck on my current path and unable to start again? Or do I change paths whenever things get difficult? Why am I resisting beginning a journey? What type of journey is appropriate at this time? What steps do I need before I start this journey? The little saying here with the picture, I am just beginning a journey of discovery and not sure which way to go or what I might find, but I'm going to take a chance. Keyword, seeking new journey, adventure, beginning, caution, planning, unique. Shadows are reckless, gullible, haste, immobility, thoughtless, impulsive, naive, stuck. So it looks like, yeah. Oh, you get all this wonderful content for each of the cards. Well, at least we're going through the majors. Let's see with the minors. So we're at the Two of Pentacles. So you don't get the little saying here, but you get everything else, reflections. Like for the Two of Pence, like journaling prompts. Where do I spend my budget? How do I feel about my financial situation? Where can I relieve financial stress to create a less precarious situation? How am I balancing my health right now? Do I feel at ease with material goods, both received and released? So what you're just missing in the minors is the little saying that the majors had next to the picture of the card. You get good content with all of the minors as well. And yeah, I wanted to go to the back. How to use the cards, methodology, bonding with the Shadowland cards, cleansing, charging, and storing the cards. Significators, timing your readings. It goes into the moon phases using moon timing. How to ask questions, symbolism. It goes into the minor arcana, you know, the suits, the major arcana. It goes through a basic meaning of the cards, of the major arcana. And then numerology, which you can use for the minor suits. Court cards, reversals, and I see right here the author says she does not read reversals with the Shadowland Tarot since each card holds both positive and more challenging attributes. Spiritual hygiene and reading environment. How to shuffle. Card layouts. So single cards, yes or no. Morning card. Evening meditation card. Card journey. So for a deep dive. A 3-card spread, past, present, future, transitions during times of change. Mind, body, spirit. She has the blockbuster. 4-card, 4-season spread. 5-card element spread. For harmony and balance in your environment. And then she has a 6-card integration path, 7-card shadows of the past spread over here to explore a past life. Nine-card blockbuster to facilitate creative breakthroughs and inspiration. Moon spreads to identify patterns and cycles in your life. So it's a 4-card moon cycle spread. And a 13 moon spread. Advice from your ancestors for your upcoming year. It goes on to creating your own spreads. And tarot frequently asks questions. How often should you use the cards? Are the cards non-denominational? Does shuffling the deck in a particular way or even in general matter? I don't think that might be a misprint. What if a card falls out of the deck while shuffling? Should I use it? And she says that's personal. Does it matter if I use a significator card? Are tarot cards a portal for spirits like the Ouija board? She says reading tarot may place you in a receptive or meditative state to be more intuitive, and all divination can be a portal. Practice spiritual hygiene as suggested in the book. In my practice, thanking ancestors and guides is closing the door. How else can I use the cards? Can I let others touch my tarot deck? Does a tarot deck need to be kept in silk? Do you need to be psychic to read cards? What if I don't believe in divination? Why would you get the deck? Can I buy my own deck, or does it need to be a gift? What are some other resources of information? Are the cards the source of information? Can anyone become a personal reader? I'm just starting to offer readings to people. Is making it cheap the right thing to do? And then a conclusion. And a bibliography. And about the artist-author. A first-generation Canadian artist, author, educator, root-working witch, and professional tarot reader with over 40 years experience in spiritual training, informed by a familial Scandinavian and Northern Eastern and Romani European gift for seership and folk magic. She is passionate about making creative tools that foster self-awareness and help people build bridges between the unseen and unseen realms. Between the seen and unseen realms. Her work has manifested as the Lucky Lenormand Oracle, the House of Shadows Lenormand Oracle, and the Awakening Artists Residency, as well as a number of international workshops, lectures, written works, and visual arts connecting and integrating earth-based spirituality with creativity. Invited as a pagan delegate and panelist to the 2018 Parliament of the World's Religions, she's also the founder of the Witch Fest, North Arts and Cultural Festival, and seasonal faculty at OCAD University in Toronto. So wow. Just wow. I'm very impressed. Great book. I can't wait to dive into it. And now that I was planning some other decks to use for the month of April, but I don't know. I think I might start headlong into this with using and going through the guidebook. I'd say very good production quality for a mass market deck. Like I said, the cards do stick together initially. You can tell, like, it's one of these back corners, you know, they're sticking from, I think, from maybe a dull blade that cut it. But they seem okay. Nice matte stock, cardstock. Very intriguing visual art, non-threatening for the most part, and it's less threatening than the Deviant Moon. That's it, Patrick Valenza's Deviant Moon. Okay, I got it. If you want to work with shadow, and this deck was specifically, I believe the author said, the creator said that she wanted to create a deck specifically for shadow work, and she created a book. So I know people tend to use Deviant Moon, Marielle, and some others for shadow work, but this deck was created for it specifically, so I am all for it. I am very excited. I'm glad I got the deck. I purchased mine from Amazon. It's a new release. I believe it was either $33 or $36. So a little more on the pricier side, you know, for the mass market deck, but it's a great box. It's more than the Llewellyn big box decks. And I would say, I'm looking to see, so this retails at $39.99 USD. It's a little less on Amazon. I would say on par with a Llewellyn big box deck, you know, as far as Everyday Witch, Mermaid Tarot, Lion Strider Tarot, except these cards are matte and they do come with gilding. This book, as far as quality, it reminds me of the other Llewellyn books, you know, the Mermaid Tarot, you know, they have full color pictures for their page. This one has a good size picture in it, but it's got a lot of written content in it. So it might be a little bit bigger, wider, maybe taller. I don't know. They're probably the same size as a Llewellyn deck, but it's a little pricier. You could get a good, the big box Llewellyn decks, you know, for anywhere from $19 to $25. So this is a little bit more of a you know, an expense, but I'm excited about it. I have a good vibe about it. I say working with, you know, because you're going to be working with, when you're working with your shadow, you're working with some deep stuff. So it's kind of nice to have some depictions that aren't so, this would ease yourself into working with shadow. I find that the Patrick Valenza's deck, the Deviant Moon, it's just right off the bat, it's very confronting. I don't know how confronting this one will be. Sometimes whimsical images can be deceiving because I get perfectly good readings and confronting readings with like the Whispering Spirits or Playful Heart Tarot. So don't always judge it by the whimsical artwork as to how deep a reading you can get is what I have found. So let me know what you think. Has this deck been on your radar, or is this the first time you're seeing it or have heard about it? Is it something, you know, that you're interested in? Let me know. I would appreciate a like and especially a subscribe, of course, if I'm being honest. If you found this video to be of any value to you, if it moved the needle in any direction, yay or nay, let me know what you think. Say, yeah, I have enough decks that I, you know, use for shadow work, or yeah, this might be interesting. I can find a place for this in my collection. So yes, I would love to hear from you, and let me know if you have any of those other Lenormand decks by this creator and what you think, and if they're available. I'll have to do some research because I'd be interested in seeing how her artwork corresponds with Lenormand. And so that is the Shadowland Tarot by Monica Brudzinski. And I will be back soon with another video. Hope you all are doing well, and I hope you have a wonderful day.